times were you told as a child that if you can dream it, you can achieve it? But what about all those people who wrestle with the daily challenges of getting dressed or even eating? Those people that face adversity in so many ways because of one form of physical or mental disability. Hello and welcome to ViewFinder, presented by the Philip Merrill College of Journalism at the University of Maryland. I'm Catherine Harrington. For a young man dreaming of becoming an artist, the odds are stacked overwhelmingly against him. Only 2% of the working population ever becomes a professional artist. And when you look at the skill set of the painter we meet next, you're looking at 1 in a million. ViewFinder's Julia Weaver brings us the portrait of Robert Florio.
My friends call me the Renaissance man because I started playing guitar and then I started doing stand-up comedy. I took some singing classes and then I paint. When I was in kindergarten and first grade, I would draw like little Ninja Turtle figures and sell them for like 50 cents and be like, one day I'm going to be a famous artist, so hold on to these. And it's kind of an ironic twist how you find yourself doing the things you actually thought you would want to do in life. It was a summer day and I was 14. I dove to my friend's swimming pool. It's really hard to like focus on exactly what happened. You don't see yourself having a spinal cord injury to bring out your talent. And then I go to work. One of my teachers gave me a mouth stick to try and I just went home and tried it and did an awesome bonsai tree. And I just started painting dogs and my dog and then led into other portraits and I took some classes and just snowballed from there. I'm working for the Association of Foot and Mouth Painting Artists. They take all my artwork and put it on like greeting cards and like posters and stuff like that. I just feel like expressing myself so bad. Just want to do a lot of things that I can't, so I kind of substitute that with artwork. And at first it used to be like, I'm gonna save the world, I can think so bravely now. And then you're like, crap, my spinal cord doesn't work. I'm not going to be able to get up and run across the country and do all the things they do. Voila! So my transition from 14 to 26, there's a huge gap in between there. And it was just me painting and hanging out with my parents and my dogs and going to some ball games and meeting some awesome friends I have over the time. Since my injury, like I'm like aware of so much now that like I couldn't do before and things that I'm like open-minded about. And it just blows my mind that the universe is how it is. So I just get consumed by that and I'm like, I gotta do something with my life. I gotta do something.
37 million Americans, like Robert, report some sort of disability. Some are obvious, others are more hidden battles. Photojournalist Jessica Wilde takes us inside what seems to be a traditional restaurant, but caters to a very specific clientele.
We had about a 25-minute drive to get here. Well worth it, because I can come in here and order anything off the menu and not be concerned that I'm going to get sick. I have celiac disease. I've had it for 45 years. As long as you stay very strictly on this gluten-free diet, you don't even need a crumb. It's like eating a crumb of rat poisoning.
2 pizzas.
No, that's real cheese.
Oh, it is? Which
You
real cheese?
need the blue label.
Jane, you just have to remember you're a smurf like me.
We've got to make this food more mainstream and we've got to be welcoming
I'll be back next week.
to people with these kinds of issues. You know, on top of the celiacs, the kids with autism or food allergies. I mean, we can send a man to the moon, but we can't safely feed our people in our country. I was like, this is crazy.
90% of the time I'll have a reaction unless that restaurant really knows what they're doing. And even if they know what they're doing, they're not really in tune to cross-contamination issues in the kitchen.
And that's why I devised a system and separated it the way I do on the kitchen line. That was all devised so we don't have that issue.
She's got it color-coded because I have multiple intolerances. It's not just gluten. I just have to glance down, and most everything in here I can have them.
We primarily see the world in 2 colors. Those who are gluten-free just means they can't have wheat, rye, barley. And then the other way that I see it is those who are gluten-free, casein-free, soy-free.
We separate everything. Real cheese, fake cheese, separate so that the contamination isn't there. Even to the point of blue tongs and green tongs for the different cuisine that we do. And this is an example of our steak and cheese sub. And a lot of people come in here that have been gluten-free haven't had a steak and cheese with bread that they can wrap around and eat.
How long has it been for you?
So over the years, my kids would say when I'd be making this stuff at home, they'd say you should open a restaurant. But there just weren't enough people diagnosed. So I thought about it and I had a little business plan written to do this one day. And it's just been over the last 5-6 years where you're really hearing about gluten-free, celiac disease, food allergies. It's at epidemic proportions. This is the hardest thing we've ever done, but it's so rewarding. People are so thankful. They come in and they cry, they do happy dances. And just to know that we're doing it safely and giving them a place. And when a kid comes in here and cries or tells his mom, this is the best thing that's ever going to happen to me, you know you're doing something right.
The growing number of gluten-free options give diners choice like they've never experienced before. But what if you didn't have the option to avoid what made you sick? ViewFinder's Lien shows us what it's like when the very air you breathe becomes your enemy.
Over the years, I always thought that I was just I thought maybe I was out of shape or something, because I would run and exercise and I would burn out a lot faster than my classmates. But it turns out that my asthma has been so strong and made stronger by really bad allergies. The specialist says that I have extreme fatigue, that he is surprised that I haven't died already with the medications that I've been taking before seeing him. And if I had left it untreated, as I have over the years, then he said in another 10 years or so, I would have no sense of taste or smell. The specialist says that for every 1,000 people that'll come through his door, there'll be maybe 2 that are worse than me.
To inject, place black and 5, 4, 3.
All of these different medicines are for kind of keeping my asthma in check, as well as trying to get my body to a point where it can even begin to handle the actual allergy treatments. My fitness instructor said that I need to eat something every few hours. I'm fighting this hard because I really want to stave off that systematic shutting down as long as I can. I guess it would be a different story if an asthma attack just hit me and I went out in my prime. But if it has to come after I can't ride my motorcycle anymore, after my body can't handle snowboarding anymore, after I can't play rugby, after I can't go out with people, then that's an outcome I'm going to fight against as much as I can.
Sometimes challenges don't seem so big if we have a friend standing by our side. And it doesn't matter whether they have 2 legs or 4. ViewFinder's Dane brings us the story of 2 other Danes making friends in unlikely places.
We thought, having one Dane, how much more work can a second one be? It can't be that much. Well, truth is, it's 3 times as much work.
When one barked, the other one barked. When one cried, the other one cried. We all treat our pets like our children. They bring a lot of comfort to people because they're always happy. They're always glad to be out. They're always glad to be doing something. One day we decided that it was really, really important to do something with these really large dogs. You want to come get a treat? Pets on Wheels is an organization that allows you to take your pet and visit and use them as a cognitive tool for therapy. We're going to go and meet Miss Elizabeth.
Bodie, no. Too loud.
She's one of the people that you always want to stop and say hello to.
It takes a lot of love to keep feeding them and taking care of them. Good dog. Good dog. The wonderful thing is I get to see the animals. They're just like people to me. And I love these dogs when they come. Feel close to them. Hello.
No kiss.
They're so calm. You don't have to be afraid of them because they're very gentle.
Memory.
Tegan
and Bodie.
Yeah, they jump right up when they see my couch. Oops, I have a little toy dog on the windowsill, and they see that toy dog, they boom, right over the couch.
No, they think we're their pets. They own us.
Own you.
Yes.
Oh, I love it here. Yeah.
She was too much. There you go.
There you go.
Good
Yeah.
girl.
I love it.
When we walk
Yes,
through
I
these
do.
doors, they are larger than life. I don't care what kind of a day I'm having. When I get here and after visiting with all the residents, it's an awesome feeling.
You sure are.
Yeah.
Bob and Terry care for their dogs as if they were their own children. But what happens when the kids do the caring? I met one mother-daughter duo that's living life with the roles reversed.
These are my old-fashioned triple chocolate malt cookies. I'm married. I have a husband, Ed, and 2 children, 6 and 9, a boy and a girl, and I take care of my mom. Mom lives here with us.
I don't know what's that.
My name is Donna Jo Bridges.
I don't know either.
Well,
I don't know.
You don't know? It'll squirt on you. Do you remember when Philip shot you with the squirting camera yesterday?
No.
You don't? Did you block it out of your mind?
Yes. How old I am? I don't know.
I can remember my dad about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, when we came for a visit at Christmas, he said, "Are you noticing that she's slipping, her memory's slipping?" He said, "It's hard for me to tell. I see her every day, and I don't want to believe it." And at first it was simple things that, you just could attribute to, your parents aging. I think she's had a diagnosis of Alzheimer's for about 5 years now.
Yes.
She very much lives in the moment. And so she's very aware of a plane going overhead or a squirrel outside on the patio or birds flying. She's very much in the moment.
Oh, there's a rabbit. No, it's a squirrel.
She very much likes to work puzzles. She works 300-piece puzzles. No more, no less. She likes to play brain quest games. She's at about kindergarten level now. When she got here, she's about 2nd grade, and that's a little tricky for her now. So she's pretty good at the kindergarten level. I have not had genetic testing. I probably would. I think that if you can have more knowledge about how to ward off something like this, then I think that's a good idea. Early onset Alzheimer's is actually much more, there's a greater chance of having that if you have family history of that. And I have a grandmother and a mother. So I very much think this is probably going to happen to me. We don't look at it as a burden to have her here with us. I think we look at it as like the last great lesson she'll teach me. Every day is a gift. And we both look at it like that, and it can end in a moment. I mean, life is so very, very fragile, and we're reminded how fragile it is every day. So I don't think we live our lives thinking that there's a guarantee that it's always going to be great. But what we know now is it's great today. Well, you did great, Mom. Yeah. You did great.
Yes, I'm a good girl.
Yes, you are. You're so good. I know she told me the other night, she said, "I'm just a little girl."
Lynanne knows that one day she too will have to be cared for. But she, like all the other people we had the chance to meet for this series, doesn't let a challenge stop her from enjoying life. For all the photojournalists here at ViewFinder, thanks for watching.